Hi, folks. Welcome to a very special edition of Diplomacy Cast. On Memorial Day weekend, David Hood ran virtual DixieCon, an event that had 80 players from all over the world participating in 20 games of diplomacy in one day. There were 11 boards in the morning and 9 in the evening. The game that follows comes from the evening round. I had to drop out a little bit after midnight, but thankfully we had a special guest come in to finish up the broadcast. I'm Chris Martin, and I'll stab you soon. Hi, folks. Welcome to a very special edition of Diplomacy Cast. Memorial Day weekend, David Hood ran virtual DixieCon, an event that had 80 players from all over the world participating in 20 games of diplomacy in one day. There were 11 boards in the morning and 9 in the evening. The game that follows comes from the evening round. I had to drop out a little bit after midnight, but thankfully we had a special guest come in to finish up the broadcast. I'm Chris Martin, and I'll stab you soon.
2F Tobacco Road, in Austria, Jaromir Sulja. In England, Conrad Woodring, one of the 2 Woodrings playing today. France, Tony Swinnerton. Germany, Troy de Freitas. Italy, John Anderson, former independent presidential candidate. Russia, Caleb Winters. And Turkey is Daniel Pedersen. What do we have here, Chris Martin?
We have maybe the strongest French opening to date. Get into Burgundy, get into the Channel, get into Spain, nobody attacking you, everything you try works. And then you're like, what do I do from here? Probably support yourself to Belgium, we'll see. I like finally seeing an Italian open to Trieste.
Yeah.
And I hope it works out in some way, shape, or form for them. It's a super strong way to get that army in the game, if you can make it work. And we have an RT who we don't know here. And actually, we don't really know Italy and Austria very much at all. Although Jaromir played really well this morning. I don't remember how John did. I don't think Mr. Anderson had a great...
John Anderson was the turkey who NMR'd in spring in round 1 and did okay even despite that, as I recall. There were 11 boards. Keeping them all straight is a little difficult for me.
Whether this is a Kiloponto or just a, hey, I want a 5th dot, let's talk about making it a Kiloponto here. I like it.
Or go to Aegean. Oh, go to Aegean.
Go to Aegean.
Please go to Aegean here. Okay, what happened?
The Ionian. Yeah, he tries it. It works. It is a Kiloponto. Textbook.
It is an actual Kiloponto.
This is an actual key, right? Yeah, okay. So everyone who's playing bingo, I added a Lepanto thing in there, so check that right off.
This is the original set of moves for the Kiloponto, correct?
I believe that's correct, because it's the only way to guarantee that you get to Serbia, and it's still no guarantee, right?
It's not guaranteed. Yeah, most turkeys would go to Serbia here, I believe.
Most savvy, experienced turkeys would go to Serbia there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know Daniel.
And if you're Italy, you're not necessarily beat up if that happens, but obviously.
And Tony, everybody, please do not comment on your games as you're following along with the stream. We don't want to prejudice anybody else who's listening, and no spoilers.
We're trying to make our reads as blind as we can, so.
But in this case,
I'll point out.
Well, this is the turn he's talking about, so that comment is okay.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't your game. Okay, you're right.
No, it was his game. He was France here. He
offered sorry, there were 2 moves in the chat.
Germany declined. Decided he would rather build 3.
Yeah.
All
right.
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the urge to talk about why this may not be a good idea for Germany, but let's move forward here.
Yeah.
Okay, he puts 2 armies down with the fleet in Berlin. Make it pretty clear where he's going. So this is very anti-French, correct?
Yep. But the English moves aren't. The English build isn't.
English builds an Eddie here, not in Liverpool.
Yep.
Right. And then in the south, we've got an army in Venice.
Yeah, but that's what you do with that second build here, right? Yeah. You need to get it in the game. And what are you going to do with another fleet in Rome? Go attack France?
Well, how does this? But as far as if this is supposed to be part of an AI, and you're Austria, aren't you thinking, what do we need this army for up here?
Well, I do think that there are multiple uses for it, including walking Tyrolia, Bohemia, and helping force Galicia. I mean, not for nothing. If you're looking for a really aggressive tempo, it goes through Trieste and follows into Serbia as Serbia gets forced into another place.
Yeah,
that's the way to do that, right?
Yeah,
if they trust each other, yeah.
But that means Italy is still, getting more builds here, and not Austria.
But they're on the wrong side of Austria, frankly. And if you put the other side of you and you decide you don't like the deal later on, you just take Bulgaria and Serbia, or Romania and Serbia, or whatever the Italian dots are. So I'm a fan of the Kilopanto because you get the most units forward the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
In the ones that, like, the problem with this position, right, is that the Austrian fleet is now kind of pinned and useless. And you got a guessing game as Italy as to Aegean or Eastern Med.
Mm-hmm.
If you guess right, it's glorious. Everything goes really well. If you guess wrong, you're really slowed down. Yeah. So not being able to swap that out is problematic. But, there's, you tap Romania from Budapest. Serbia supports Greece to Bulgaria. That forces Khan to support Bulgaria to hold so that second Turkish fleet isn't getting out. And then, if you make it to the Aegean because Turkey guessed Eastern Med, you're in the catbird seat. You now cut Khan and it's done. If you get bounced in the Aegean, okay, fine. You move Naples to the Tyrrhenian Sea and you convoy your army back home.
Yeah, if you can win, the trick would be to win the guessing match down here before something breaks elsewhere on the board that causes a strategic realignment. I still much prefer Ionian going to Aegean in the fall of 01 here. And then
yeah, that build, all day, so much stronger. Yep, agreed.
We got Germany getting 3 builds in 1901, France getting 1, and and this was the Kilopanto with the actual traditional.
Oh, that's when they pulled it off. You're right. They pulled it off.
So, all right, Matt, we're going to let you.
That is fascinating.
What's that?
No, that's fascinating. There were a couple of almost Kilopantos this morning. I hadn't seen one that had actually gone through yet.
But this is the real deal where Italy actually
looks like they did it right.
Yeah. So, Matt,
build at the the build in Venice. I'm just going through checking out these builds here. This is interesting. Russia had only the 1 build and went Army North. Oh, that's interesting to me.
So this army in Venice generated some discussion among us. For me, this would concern me if I were Austria. Chris and Siobhan didn't care so much about it. So
I think I'm okay with it. I feel okay about that army.
All right, let's dive into the speed reading. Matt, you are going to break down Spring 02 moves, and here they are.
The Spring 02 moves. Okay, what are we seeing? Glancing really quick at Spring 02. Austria seems like Austria is pulling back. Has Austria had a change of heart here?
I mean, they busted
this
up.
This looks a lot like an Austrian change of heart. Supported move back into Serbia from Bud. While Russia's not trying to move out. Russia is self-bouncing in Galicia, which means Russia probably didn't know this is happening. That's interesting. The bounce in Aegean is what we'd expect. That's kind of a guess. And actually, that's probably just as well for Italy that bounce, that he didn't go to Eastern Med. And then in the West, because if he's in Eastern Med, then he's almost tied up with Turkey, and he's gonna have a hard time getting back. What am I seeing? Venice here. This is Venice to Tyrolia.
Venice to Tyrolia.
Okay, that's right.
Okay.
So Austria.
What do we have in the West here?
So England's moves are interesting here.
England's moves are interesting. I'm not quite. I don't like that. I'm not sure. That seems like England is trying to come back to cover London because he's worried about a French attack and just wants to get the army out of the way. But that seems like an awful lot of units that honestly aren't doing very much.
And you're defending. You now have a defense that was already covered.
Yeah, so. I mean, you could have just held in London and done anything you wanted with that fleet.
It's also defending Liverpool, right?
It is defending Liverpool. I'm not sure I see a good reason not to go to Wales instead. If that's your concern.
if France plays it straight, you can now convoy that army across.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. But it is a fairly conservative way to go about doing this. I think
Yeah,
we're
it
agreeing
is.
on
Yeah. No, I Chris is right. That's probably fine.
that. All right.
Another bounce to Sweden is pretty much normal. Yeah, that's mostly what I'm seeing. I like the German move to Baltic. That's good. That's what you should do.
Chris, let's move on to fall of 1902, and you're on. What do you see?
Russia says, "Screw you guys! I'm going after Germany," and Germany says, "I'm going to attack France," and England says, "Great, let's do it together." So Germany with a build here. I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about that Russian move in these circumstances yet. Austria gets this wrong. Why do you cover Budapest instead of Vienna? Why do you go to Trieste instead? I mean, like, if you're going to go to Vienna, then sure, follow to Tyrolia. If you're going to go Adriatic and Venice, so many better choices for Austria here. Turkey looks good. Turkey advances their position nicely.
This had to be just worry about Russia, but
Yeah.
This is Austria who can't decide what the bigger concern is.
Yeah.
but boy, does this hurt Austria here.
Yeah.
They've lost the tempo and the position and the ally. Looks like they have a Russian ally, but how valuable is that going to be?
With Russia not building and Turkey moving into the Black Sea, not so good.
Yeah.
They could have forced Bulgaria there. They had 3 units.
Yeah.
It was a lock. Why not take it?
Yeah.
Why move to Galicia if you're Russia? Why can't you get that together?
So possible we could be seeing another ART here. More likely, Turkey's going to choose an ally to go with and go with it. Okay, let's keep going here. We've got winter. Siobhan, what do you see in winter here?
Whole lot of armies. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to most of that analysis.
No, that's fine. Let's move forward. We got a lot of
Really
armies.
irritated.
All right,
Yeah,
Siobhan.
man, the French build army Brest and then move it to Picardy's, allowing England to convoy
That's
Brest, where English armies go to die.
it's Conrad. I mean, good on you for just walking into Brest there.
You can't hold it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hold it, and where are we going from here? And committing full north at the same time. Conrad, A+.
You like this?
No, not really.
You're leaving the North Sea, right?
Yeah, leaving the North Sea, and you're just in 2 completely different theaters with 2 different people who hate you for different reasons. Don't love it. Elsewhere,
Pulls Russia into Munich.
Mm-hmm.
Russia into Munich,
And
Russia into Vienna. We've got a convoy to Albania.
And Greece is blowed up as Turkey chooses sides.
Greece is,
Yeah.
yep.
So now we have. Do we just have an RT with a very lowercase a?
Well, it's the rump of Italy, right?
A is not part of it. Yeah, it's a.
It's getting killed.
Yeah, A is a convenient for now friend.
A is a skin tag. I think that was the analogy.
There we go.
Ouch.
All right, Matt.
That's
Let's take it into fall 1903. What do you see here?
Fall 1903. Am I seeing a successful Russian move from Vienna to Budapest? Is that what that is?
No, that is Budapest to Vienna
A successful Budapest to Vienna.
with support.
Oh, right.
From
Okay,
the
I'm reading the arrow
Italian.
back. Okay, so now the Italian. Okay, so the Italian, after supporting the move to Vienna, now supports the Austrian back into Vienna as well, but at the same time blows up the Austrian fleet. These actually seem like pretty sensible moves from Italy.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah. Austria gets to build an army here. Yeah. No, they lose Greece.
No, I don't think so. They're only going to be on
Austria winds up on 1, 2, 3.
3.
Only 2 units on the board.
They'll have a build.
So yes, builds an army.
I feel like they're done for, although Russia is actually in pretty poor position down there. So maybe Austria can hang on to something there.
Did Austria have one in the? Oh, Austria lost. Had a pip.
Yeah.
That's why.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Germany takes back Munich, and England. Yep, England manages. Oh, actually, that's nice. England actually manages to blow up the French unit in Picardy rather than getting his own unit blown up.
I don't hate it.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good salvage.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's going to do there.
But this just means France gets to build a fleet now, which he didn't have before.
Yeah,
This is
but he
not-
was going to lose Brest anyway. Well, no, and this is the point Chris was making last move. Is like the convoy to Brest. It's like, what are you going to do once you're there?
Yeah.
And you immediately have this problem of how do I not have this unit blown up? And so his solution was go to Picardy, which is, something.
Which
And he's got 2 builds. Two builds, just the one. He picks up
St. Pete.
I think just one. Yes.
Yeah, Fleet Liverpool shows up now.
Oh, it's got to be Fleet Liverpool.
Yeah, almost certainly.
All right, let's see. Indeed.
Liverpool. Oh, not Army Liverpool. Thank you.
Army.
Sorry, Ariel. I'll get over that eventually.
So it seems to me that Russia has made a kind of classic Russian mistake that we see frequently, which is to devote units to a front with Germany that doesn't produce anything, leaving behind an empty front in the east. So France gets to build a fleet here. I think if you're France, you're. Are you okay with that? Actually, I mean, it's an awful lot of armies here pointed at Burgundy.
You need something to change on the other side of the board if you're France.
Yep.
You don't, eventually they will kill you. Now, if Germany and England stick together, and given the position, it looks like they will, Norway can come back to the North Sea, and then you've got 3 fleets lined up eventually on the Mid-Atlantic Ocean, and you lose the Mid-Atlantic Ocean and then you die.
Yeah.
So,
but this way he can hold on to Mid-Atlantic for another year.
Yep. I think you have to play a dynamic game here. I think Mid-Atlantic Ocean has to go to North Atlantic Ocean to try and slow that down.
Okay.
And you risk English Channel going to the Mid-Atlantic Ocean. Oh, that's a disaster if it works. But, you got to know you're dead. Russia is not going to be capable of putting enough pressure on Germany to change Germany's course. Germany's not going to be able to push on you with armies, but Italy is in no way shape to come and help. So, wow, yeah, it's a tough.
Your survival strategy is basically to gum up the works as much as possible for one of these, and England is the one that you have. So it's interesting, right? That would not be a bid to imbalance the alliance, which is what you would do in a center-based system like Sum of Squares or Tribute. In this case, it's more just to slow things down as much as you can for the one that can hurt you more, basically.
Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of movement in the middle, and not really clear who's working with who, and I don't remember when we last left this game.
This is an E versus an FR, at least at some level.
Yep.
Yeah.
France gets into Munich here. Germany
France takes Munich, while Germany takes Silesia.
And Burgundy.
And Burgundy, that's right. Okay.
I would make that trade if I was France.
Yeah, Germany has the firepower, I believe, to retake Munich here.
Yeah, no, that's all fine if I'm Germany there. Whole lot of kind of nothing down in the southeast. Smyrna goes to Eastern Med.
Yep, defensive moves.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about Germany here, right?
The only player I know is Conrad, and I have not played with him in many, many years. So
I really like the set of German orders. It's very dynamic.
This is, yeah, I do really like it.
And he gets a bonus here, a gift from Russia, moving Prussia to Livonia. I don't really see the purpose of that. There's no army up here that could threaten him. Oh, maybe he's worried about a convoy.
Yeah, he was thinking convoy.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Fall of 1904. Chris, you want to break it down?
Wow. Okay. So France, given the opportunity to swing at Liverpool, declines, and instead fails to force the Mid-Atlantic Ocean. Loses Brest. That was a given. You were going to lose Brest as long as Germany was on board. Loses Munich, which you were going to do, which was going to happen. Your retreat to Ruhr. Austria takes Romania. Italy takes Vienna, which looks like it may have been Russian at the beginning of the turn.
No, it's Austrian.
It was Austrian.
Yeah.
And Turkey gets into the Black Sea and says, "All right, let's go. I'm a late game power. I can do this."
Yeah, the tactics around Liverpool and Mid-Atlantic are actually more straightforward than I think France made them. If he goes to Liverpool and Mid-Atlantic, he forces Irish to choose, assuming that English Channel is devoted to taking Brest here.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, Liverpool. If it works, then you stay even, and you've put a crimp. Otherwise, you're going to buy another fleet in Liverpool here for England, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if it didn't work, you would be in Mid-Atlantic, right? Because you get bounced. So either way, you're better off. In this case, it's interesting. Germany, with the Burgundy to Paris move, helps ensure that England, his partner, gets Brest here. Rather
than taking a swing at Marseille.
Yeah, rather than taking a swing at Marseille, correct. And he sets himself up well positionally in the Baltic. Yeah, Germany feels like he knows what he's doing here. So if you're France here, I suppose you retreat, so you have the option of which unit to disband. Okay, let's see what he does. He disbands Paris, keeps Ruhr.
We do get some relevant context in the comments that the France on this board is Australian and apparently just started crashing really hard due to weird hours of playing diplomacy.
Okay.
So
spring of 1905. Siobhan, you want to break it down for us?
Sure. No, Conrad gets into MAO.
Yeah.
Bouncing Clyde, love it.
Chain of German army movement here.
Yeah. I mean,
NMR?
NMR. Oh, right. Well, John Anderson, he's dead. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah. The ghost was recalled to the grave.
Exactly. Okay, Turkey puts Russia back into Romania. Great. This would have been better if Italy had made moves, but
the German decision here to just ignore one of the Low Countries getting taken in order to suffocate the home countries is interesting.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
the Russian move to Silesia is interesting here, given everything else.
Yeah, given all the other units coming at his centers.
Like.
Ukraine would have been a better choice there, but Russia, not a lot of good choices.
Yeah, when you don't have a lot of good choices, do something.
Yeah, given that you expect to be dislodging Romania, you'd think you'd want to control that retreat to Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Caleb's a learning player.
Interesting for Turkey here. I'd probably expect Turkey to take Romania here.
Tony Swinnerton is evidently a hobby legend down under.
Down under, okay.
That was France. Okay.
Responsible for the Don Challenge Cup, which was the challenge to get Don Del Grande to not attend a World DipCon.
All right. Okay.
Looks like we have some English NMRs here.
Conrad
NMRs.
Here's this is a misstep by Germany. We've liked his move so far, but this is a misstep. No reason not to go to Paris here, unless he thinks England is going to. I should take that back. Okay.
I wanted to say this last turn, but I like the idea that you ignore the French army in Ruhr because it can take one dot and that's it.
Yeah.
And you just have so much more tempo that you can do stuff with.
Yeah, especially if you get both of these, you get a build and then you just squash them. No problem.
Did Germany steal St. Petersburg?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well caught.
Yeah.
Because
So plus St. Pete, plus Marseille, minus Belgium, +1, right?
Yeah, I mean, depending on where Conrad's located these days, it is probably into the very wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, he's England. He lives in London, so
yeah, London, I thought. Okay.
And this game looks like it's messed up from NMRs. So
Conrad says that the NMR was a backstabber interface mess up.
Changed
really?
And that wiped out his order set. That's a likely story, Conrad. And more likely, you're just bad at this game.
I have heard that before, and
all right, and then
it's challenging in that way if you're not familiar with it.
And here,
Okay, this is the Conrad Woodring and everyone else I don't know board. Okay, awesome.
former presidential candidate John Anderson. We all know
Well, I
him.
mean, obviously, I know him, but
Who has been growing and is now sitting at 8 centers in 1906.
this is not. It's not a terrible Italy. However, the lack of any presence in the Med.
Yeah, his problem is that he's got English fleets on his backside, and he has not dealt with the Turkish problem yet, and it looks like it is a problem.
So I'm kind of liking. Not that I think he's in a position to win this board, but I'm kind of liking Conrad's position right now in England.
So this was a case where I'm thinking I'm getting this mixed up with another game, actually.
Okay.
But they did get into the Western Med here, and the fleet in Portugal is a good place to be, but it's a good place to be for a stalemate line, not necessarily for advancing. Conrad's position is nice. I mean, the question is whether he gets dots off of Germany or not. I don't know. I mean, maybe he gets Tunis, maybe not. It depends on whether he can pump some more fleets through here and get the edge.
I'm not saying I like the English position because I think they can top this board. I don't think they will. I just enjoy the possibilities.
I mean, it's really nice not to have to deal with fleets from the east. But these are these two fleets sitting here. Yeah, I'm actually surprised this game has continued to go on. I'm curious to see what exactly has propelled it forward. Are we going to see German armies pushing forward across the stalemate line? We've got a French army disbanded Holland so that he could stay on the front.
Okay, fair. So there's been some chatter about what units can do the best use where. So, all right, let's zoom it forward.
All right. England gets another fleet into...
England gets into Lyon, West, Spain, South Coast.
How does he get into... Oh, because Spain...
Germany walks out.
Presumably this will keep moving and pass through, but man, this is really nice.
Love it.
Go to, you got options here as England. You go to Tuscany.
And France, you kept Piedmont to hold?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, if you're going to keep only one unit, do something.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the player just stopped paying attention or something.
Yeah, I think that might have been the Australian player who was tapping out of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, Tony Swinnerton, a legend of the Australian hobby. Okay, let's keep going forward here. I mean, Germany's pushing forward, and it doesn't look like Turkey and Italy are totally on the same page with this move to Eastern Med.
They are not.
But also not necessarily really attacking each other. This looks like defensive movement.
That all just looks too...
Just weird, right? Get on the same page, help each other out, and fight a very potent EG.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Conrad.
Love it.
Convoy
to North Africa from Wales.
And a convoy to Tuscany. I don't like this convoy to North Africa. I don't like it at all, actually.
But
much rather have a fleet here. There's really no reason for.
No, there's no good reason for it. I mean, there's no reason to have the army on the island, but I mean, why wouldn't you just push? Yeah, no.
Better to leave it on the island and put Mid-Atlantic into North Africa. There's just no good reason for this, other than it's cool, and that's a terrible reason to.
Yeah, well played convoying Marseille to Tuscany so that you have the opportunity to just take Marseille for yourself next year.
Yeah, this looks to me like a German player potentially pushing him or herself too far forward Fleet moves to Baltic here. Moves from Baltic to Kiel. I mean, this should concern England to see any fleet movement west at this point.
It should concern England a little bit, but I mean, what else is English Channel going to do at this point? Just pull yourself back to North Sea and just be like, hey, no, I'm here. You have one fleet. What are you going to do with it?
Now, Germany has a build here, I believe. Picks up Holland and Warsaw, loses Spain.
That is correct.
Italy builds. Italy builds two.
One.
Italy builds 2 from Greece and Romania.
Oh, Romania. That's what I was missing. Okay.
But Turkey gets into Ionian. Okay. Interesting action.
Okay. So bye France.
Yeah, this game should be ending. I'm very curious why this game's still going on.
I mean, I think there's some interesting play here, and I think that I don't think everyone's really copacetic here, and I think there are some bad feelings.
So what do you? All right. So it seems to me that England is setting themselves up in better shape for a move on Germany, and Germany's a little overextended, especially with that unit in Tuscany.
Yep. Which is why I love that convoy over there. Like, that was Conrad, like A+. I haven't played with you in years, but well done.
I'd rather have a fleet down there if you're going to try to break through. But maybe the fleet.
It should have been a fleet in North Africa. Like, as much as I love me a long convoy to North Africa because it's cute.
Hey, but look, you know what? But here's actually a counterpoint. You know, he's going to take Tunis, it's going to be from west. He's got a fleet in Spain to backfill.
Sure.
If that convoy gets Germany to let his guard down and enables England to keep fleets in the north for, you know, I mean, that's an argument for it.
All right. Okay. Fair. I mean, and I think that England is not playing for like a huge board top or like there's no solo here. I think they're just like.
Or is there? I mean, if England can get fleets into Ionian and through there, that anything's possible here. Or
is there?
It moves to north. I think England is looking for a big result.
Conrad. Okay. I like it. Let's just zoom through it. I mean, we should talk about the East for like half a second. Germany is... Oh, England pulls back.
Interesting.
Conrad.
Picks up Rome, though. How does he pick up Rome?
Supported by Tuscany?
No, Rome moves to Tuscany with support from Venice, displacing it and opening
and
up.
Just walks in.
And meanwhile, Italy is moving towards Turkey.
Oh my God, I need to know all of the conversations that were happening here.
You know, we could be, if two-way draws are really things that happen, then this is what we could be looking at being set up here.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Conrad probably had a stab opportunity here if he was going to do it. It would have been a move to Denmark with a follow-up into north. It's not necessarily a great stab. I don't. He would be looking to pick up 18 a hard way, but still, I don't know what the honestly don't know what the downside is.
If I don't care what power I am here, counting to 18 looks really rough, and not sure I'm pushing it. Not in a virtual tournament like this, which changes the dynamic. When you're all in person, keeping people up until the wee hours of the morning is one thing, but
yeah,
in this case, we're all in different time zones.
I mean, just to finish this, right? I think the question, if you're going to go for the solo as England here, the question is, do I already have enough firepower in the south to do what I need to do, or do I need more? And if I have enough, then I should be leaving units up north. And then the question is timing, right?
But we're also looking at an England who's about to build two. Tunis and Rome.
Yeah.
So maybe the pullback isn't so terrible.
I don't know. For me, that's maybe a reason to go for it. You've got a unit in Denmark and north, and you drop 2 fleets or a fleet and an army, and I don't know. You're off to the races. All right, yeah. Let's see what happens here. Looking for, England is posturing as putting more units into the south, and Germany builds an army here.
Okay, we're all just trying to get the draw. Fine.
But this I'm not experienced playing draw based, right? So it seems to me that you could also have a strategy here where you each tell each other that you're playing for the two-way draw, the 17-17, and there's gonna have to be a moment at some point in there where there's a shot at 18 instead of settling for 17.
So that's fair. I mean, the shot at 18 for Germany and England here are through each other, and neither one of them is willing to make a play on each other.
Not yet, right? They may be just waiting for the opportunity.
They may just be waiting for the opportunity, but they're also just trying to convince the other powers on the board to vote themselves out. Like, hey, no, we're England and Germany, e.g., we're good. We're going to spend all night digging y'all out if we have to. I mean, look at my builds.
Here we have Italy with no order submitted, so this is unfortunate.
Thank you for your service, John Anderson. Yeah.
England convoys into Naples, and so we just have the growing fungus of the EG slowly covering the whole board.
Yeah, it's dirty and it's gross.
Right. This is the EG that's going to take it to 17-17 maybe. But we've got more movement west from.
All right, so Conrad in England picks up Naples. Yeah, that's it. Nobody else. Well, okay, Germany picks up Trieste.
Russia picks up Smyrna and gets a build.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Now you have Piedmont moving to Marseille here. Maybe that was supposed to be a support. If you were going to get any funny business, you'd think that Marseille would go to Spain. But I mean, look, do either of these players have any reason to fight each other right now? Probably not.
No, I don't think they do, and
it's just to get a jump on the other. I
said this earlier, is like they're putting themselves in a position to just be like, hey, don't do it to me and I won't do it to you. Let's call this draw and convince the other idiots to either vote themselves out or just take the draw as needed.
But I honestly think that these guys are thinking solo, and they're just biding their time. I don't know. I mean, if you're England and you've got a fleet in Ionian now, and a fleet in Naples,
I don't feel like I have enough armies on the proper continent to be thinking solo as England. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, there's an army in Apulia and 2 in France.
If you're getting this many dots across the line, all you have to do is
the power I'm thinking solo as, honestly, is Germany.
Yeah, I think they both are. And now with Germany moving, I got a fleet on north.
Yeah.
And another fleet heading west.
Germany picks up 2 here in Romania and Trieste.
Oh yeah, it picks up Romania as well.
Which, oh my God, why did Galicia go to Ukraine? It should have gone to Budapest to hold it.
Right, it could have had 3. Oh.
Just saying. But I mean, only has 2 spaces to build in anyway. I don't know why Munich was holding.
I mean, if he thinks he's gonna get 3, then Munich goes to Ruhr. And
Yeah.
if you're Germany, I mean, both of these players, if you're pushing your units this far across the stalemate line,
If I am Germany, I see the solo all day long.
if you're England, you don't think.
If I'm England with the units where they are, not sure I see the solo.
Yeah, I mean, he has moved so many fleets to the south. It's
Yeah.
a little bit like France overcommitting as part of a Western Triple.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of, just to a much greater degree. Now, on the other hand, Russia getting a build here is an issue for Germany. It will likely mean that fleet, depending on where the build comes in, if the build's in Moscow, then that fleet will be frozen.
Yeah. I mean, I love it, but it's still, if I'm Germany, I think I push this as far as I possibly can.
Well, I mean, we drop a fleet here.
I mean, you have to, don't you?
Let's see. Well, if you do, then it's a signal that you're.
Well, he's got 2 builds, so there has to be at least 1 fleet.
But if you do, then it's a signal game on with England, right?
So what?
Yeah, 2 fleets.
Yes. Love it.
But
I will also take this on the bingo board as an ill-advised 2 fleet build because probably needed an army. Wow.
Well, he's got 3 armies on Burgundy here, but he's a Russian, an English fleet in Lyon. So, I think that he could employ another army here faster. But the fleet, he'll get into position. So
no, respect. I actually really love this, and sometime later we'll hear why Chris Martin disagrees with me, because he will. And he is usually more correct than I am, but
I don't see a reason for both of them. I haven't seen a reason for them not to go for it.
Yeah.
But okay. So talk tactics. No, we can, because they've already had spring.
Let's go.
Okay, here would be my proposal. I would say, if I'm Germany, you get your fleet into Sweden here. If he goes to St. Petersburg, you send Ukraine to Moscow.
Yep.
Or you take Sevastopol. You just let this army do whatever it wants.
Sure.
All you care about is getting your fleets onto north and threatening Norway. You might have a hard time holding Belgium here. And at the same time, you probably do prosecute your war on the Italian centers. Why not?
Well, I mean, he's on 13 right now. Let's just take the count. Moscow 14, Sevastopol 15, Budapest. I mean, like Budapest, Serbia, those are easy centers eventually for him. Bulgaria almost certainly is his. He doesn't need a lot in the north. He just needs to hold that his center's getting taken. Losing one for a moment,
As long as he's getting builds and can, so if he can drop some armies and retake, say, Warsaw, if Moscow takes it.
Exactly. So Ukraine goes to Moscow wherever Moscow goes. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm there. What are you going to do about it?
The end of Budapest. Maybe he takes Venice here as well.
Yeah. I mean, I said this morning, and I was wrong that time, but this is Germany's solo to fuck up.
So then the question is, can Russia and Italy team up to fight him? They've got the units to fight him.
They do.
But they've got 2 Turkish units they haven't been able to eliminate yet. So
there's been too much chaos between the 3 of them, and I want to believe that they can do it.
Well, England goes to Adriatic here. Germany actually could have a hard time holding on to those.
Okay, so Germany's not okay.
But it's worth a shot.
Oh, I think I'm taking this shot all day, every day. These chances don't come across often.
And there's just no downside. I mean, the worst that happens is you end up with, you end up in a draw, not as big as you could have been, but probably still the biggest on the board.
Yeah. I mean, I think unless everyone else really figures it out, Germany has a huge board top and can convince for a small draw size. So I don't see a downside. He should go for it.
I think a smaller draw size is less likely now. I think he's traded a likely smaller draw size for a chance at the solo.
Okay. We'll see.
Because, yeah, it's just going to be harder to eliminate people if he's on the verge of soloing.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Let's check out some spring moves here. Wow, I like this least of all of his options.
Okay. Oh, Troy.
Wow, Conrad, convoys to Albania.
Okay. Conrad wins this turn, by the way.
Yeah,
In Germany, we need to talk. Why are you going to Warsaw? The answer would always go to Moscow. No matter where he goes, you can chase that army down later.
And Moscow going to Sevastopol is golden because
you built the double fleet and then did nothing with them.
Nothing.
No,
this is
South Coast. Okay, well that's over.
This is terrible.
Conrad snaps.
I actually don't know if I love. I mean, Conrad's looking to grow here, not necessarily stop.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked.
Oh my God, bad TV right there.
I mean, and Germany self-bounced in Ruhr and then tried to move Holland to Ruhr. So made 3 units in a. I think Germany just.
No, Holland, I think, actually moved to Belgium here.
Oh no! Yeah, Belgium and Munich bounced in Ruhr.
No, there's no justification for these fleet orders.
No, it's Troy.
This is, of all of them, I feel like this is the worst because Sweden is a really key place to be here.
Like,
but it had to be Kiel to Helgoland and Berlin to Baltic.
It had to be.
Yeah.
And Sweden, and just move Ukraine to Moscow wherever Moscow goes.
Yep.
You can deal with it later.
Yep. Now, other goings on down here, Italy and Russia have decided that taking out Turkey is more important than stopping a possible solo bid.
Well, apparently they were right.
Are we seeing a possible shifting of the balance of power in the EG and solo chances back to England here now?
I'm not sure I see a solo chance for England still. I know that you have seen it. I need to be convinced. God, I
mean, we should stop speculating here because we have caught up with them.
We have caught up with them.
No, I'm sorry. They are in spring of 11, so we have fall and winter.
So we got some time. I mean, just for this season, Germany, I had so many hopes for you. You did pretty much, aside from like one thing, you did pretty much everything wrong.
That said, Germany is here sitting on 3 more dots without anyone having the ability to kick him out of any of them.
Sure.
No, Serbia, but Vienna can support it. So Venice cannot be displaced here. He needs to open up for builds, so that's a bit of an issue. Not guaranteed in except for Baltic.
Why do you double fleet build as Germany and then just support okay. I know that Chris Martin Rants was on the bingo board, but
If I were a ranter, I would rant here. But look, England can move to Skagerrak here. It's probably better to do that than moving to Helgoland.
I love England here.
Norway. So all right. So Germany. There's no chance Germany could get to 18 this turn, which is what I think he would need to do in order to solo. I think otherwise England will be able to counter whatever he does.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, Brandon, I don't know how much longer you have in you, but I need to.
You want to see? I am getting very tired, but
I know.
Let's move to the fall here, see what happens. England takes Belgium. Which was guaranteed. We weren't looking closely enough at that.
Sure. Yeah.
Forces a retreat to
Ruhr
by covering Picardy, but does have a potential problem. Oh no, he's got this retreat.
England lets Italy back into Serbia with a support.
Now, how did this make it? Oh, because there was a double bounce in Romania. Oy.
There was a triple bounce in Romania.
Oy. Oh, I don't like.
Cute by self-bouncing.
Don't like the self-bounce at all.
No. Well, Trieste supported Serbia, who moved to Romania.
Yep.
Troy, we've all been there.
Does Russia get? No, Russia doesn't get another build here. In fact.
No, losing.
Russia has to pull one here.
1, 2, Sev and Ank, is it?
Yep.
Oh.
Not a good move here for Russia. You really got to go to Moscow here.
Yeah. All day, every day.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Or support yourself to Romania, she says after seeing the moves.
So Italy now is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it has 5 units. Okay, so
yeah, no, it's Mitch. We saw that Trieste supported Serbia to hold when Serbia moved.
Yeah,
within a 1 power. Yeah, it's
I don't like these moves.
That's special. Okay, I mean, oh God. Oh, actually, let's zoom through this. I think I see a game over notification. So
great. Then let's just look at the builds here. Another fleet.
Germany. Troy, do something with it.
Now, Germany has so Paris should fall here. Should be able to protect Brest here. North did not go to. That's right. Instead of going to Skagerrak,
Germany is sitting on 15 in this winter.
Yeah.
Do we see 3 more for Germany? Paris, you were saying.
Paris, yep, and he can back it up with a follow-on from Munich.
Mm-hmm. England has been helping Italy, so Serbia probably not.
The problem, I think, is now that we've got, if these two guys can cooperate, and they might, then it gets harder because now
there's a lot of problems in the Balkans holding Romania, trying to take Sev. I mean, there's a lot of guessing there.
I don't think. So one problem that the Eastern powers will have is an inability to build if they do pick up any of these German dots. Only Russia will be able to build, and that's if they can manage to keep Sevastopol open.
Mm-hmm.
So this may be a place where England's success on the Italian peninsula has actually increased Germany's chances.
Yeah.
But for 3 more dots, I don't. He shouldn't get Serbia.
I don't think the solos. It should have been there, but
he certainly needed he absolutely needed to pressure England in the north to enable him to send more armies into the south. But England's got to be able to protect Brest here, so that might put Belgium at risk. Actually, England's a little bit more vulnerable here than he probably wants to be.
Yeah, Conrad, we'll talk about that later because apparently you need diplomacy advice from me.
Let's see. This game is in Winter 11, so there's another full year. Let's go over
the additional fleet build from Germany, Fleet London.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. This game just ended.
It has ended. We are not there yet, which is why I'm telling you to zoom us forward because
it ended on the next turn.
Spoilers.
Well, no, this is where we were. So yeah, okay.
I know. I can read the left side of the screen as well, but
okay. So then, what was this draw? Let's see here.
So yeah, tell me how many.
This was to F. And we have a 4-way draw.
4-way.
Yeah.
Well played, Russia.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's the right result, I have to be honest.
It is the right result because Russia's sitting there like, well, who's going to come and dig me out? Y'all got bigger problems.
Yeah, and I think that had England and Germany not fought, they could have gotten a smaller draw. But perhaps not without risking a solo by either of them.
Yeah. No, Caleb, super right call. You fight to be in the draw all night. I see you in the comments with the smiley face. Like,